Hello, hello. I am super excited to talk to you today. If we haven't met yet, if we haven't met yet, my name is Ashley. I am an Airtable and automation expert, and I specifically help coaches organize and automate all things about their client management, all inside of Airtable. If you are a coach, you absolutely need Airtable, and specifically, you need my client hub. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing about all things client results and client results tracking. Airtable is like by far the absolute only option you have for managing your client results in the way that we really recommend. So I just want to share with you more about my client hub that I have. So we have a client hub that is available for purchase. The link is in the description below. Highly recommend you grabbing that instead of trying to figure out all of this stuff in Airtable from scratch, because there is a lot of moving pieces to your coaching offers. There is so much going on. You have your onboarding forms, your Q&A calls, your group, your one-on-one calls, attendance, just like engagement. There's so many moving pieces, and specifically one of the biggest things is tracking client results. I have found in my work, I've been working with clients for years now to use Airtable to streamline and automate all of things of their coaching offers. And one of the biggest missing pieces that people have if they're not using Airtable is the ability to track their client results. So a lot of the times coaches come to me and they are simply not tracking their client results at all. They're maybe like waiting for their clients to like Slack them and say that they made a sale in their Slack channel. And like, that's just simply not enough anymore. It's just not going to cut it, especially in an industry that is now honestly a little more competitive. There's a lot of coaches, and there's also a lot of clients who have been burned by coaching programs that promise one thing and do not follow through on that promise. So people are a lot more careful and considerate and having more consideration about what coaches and what programs that they're investing in. And if you have client results like this, like I'm about to show you, you just become unstoppable. You become the best in the industry, and there's just like no contest. If you are a photographer who is teaching photographers how to make six figures in their photography business, and there's two of you and one has no results, doesn't say anything about their actual clients that are going through the program, and the other one has very, very detailed results, of course, people are going to pick the one that is actually showing that their program gets the results that they promise. So I think people are a lot more hesitant about shiny sales pages and testimonials that they kind of see getting recycled over and over again. And they're really paying attention to the coaches who are actively getting their clients results. And with my Airtable Client Hub, I'm going to show you how you can track those things. So I wanted to, before I dive into that, I wanted to share with you just a cute little triangle that I made that I think is helpful to talk about client results with. One second, let me pull it up, because I call this like my triangle, my client results triangle. Some of you have, you know, some of this, but I would, if you're a coach, I highly recommend you look at your sales page, and you see if you have this. So let me pull it up, share my screen. If you're here live, please say hi in the chat. I'm super excited you're here. Beautiful. Okay, so here is my cute little client results triangle that is not centered. Who cares? So I think that the foundation of your client results is a wall of receipts. So what that is a clear client results directly related to your program promise. So if you say you help photographers book 10 weddings a year, I want to see Ashley booked 10 weddings this year, working part-time hours, or like whatever those are. I want to see very clear case studies about your offer. So I should know, based on like, before I even like see what your program promise is, just by looking at the sales page, I should see like, here's the results that I get inside of this program, and here are all these people that have achieved it. So that's the first thing that I want to see, which a lot of people just simply don't have. The next one that you need is macro trends. So this is a high level overview of all of your client progress that proves you aren't just showing off the minority of your star students. I did an amazing YouTube live with lawyer Autumn Whit Boyd recently about the FTC and some of their, like, they're cracking down on the coaching industry. And they really, really care about, like, if you are making big, bold income claim promises or any promises, and you don't have the receipts to back it up and show, like, here's how all of my clients are getting these results, here's what clients haven't gotten the result. If you don't have that data, you can get in trouble. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but I just think that you really need those macro trends as well to show that the program works for the majority of people that come through your program. Because the biggest thing people are worried about is like, I see it works for them, but will it work for me? And the more that you have these macro trends that say the average photographer makes their ROI back in 13 days, you don't know that if you aren't tracking it. The only way to track it is an Airtable. So that's the second pillar. And then finally at the top, just kind of nice sprinklings, is kind words. Most of the people that I know are just rocking with the top of this pyramid. They just have their cute little Slack screenshots or the Instagram DMs that say something like, yay, booked my first client. But we don't have any actual like tangible data around that. And it's just like it's not the vibe. It's nice. It's nice to have. It's kind words. Those can be things like, I love Ashley's teaching style. She's the best. Like, I love going through this program. Like, those things are nice, but really, we want to make sure that the foundations of your offer are really covered with those results tracking, so that wall of receipts or those macro trends. I wanted to show you two of my clients that do it really well so you can see how you can showcase these results that you're tracking with Airtable on your sales pages. They just so happen to both be photographers. I'm using that as an example, but just know that you can do this whether you have like a tangible thing like making money, losing weight, or if you have something a little less tangible. And I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to build out an interface live on this call. My program, Creating Your Client Hub, we help you set up your client hub, and we say that it's going to take you less time than it would if you set it up yourself. So that's kind of like time saved. Like, that's a creative way that we're tracking a system setup program, for example. So there's so many different ways. If you're a dating coach, you can track confidence levels. You can track anything. I have so many YouTube videos and podcast episodes on how to pick a program promise, how to make sure it's measurable. But I want to show you, once you have that measurable program promise, what those tracking can really do for you. So you'll see here, this is Alora's program, The Wedding CEO. And I looked at her sales page recently and I was like, I can tell when somebody's cooked here. Like, she has gone through my program. I know because I'm obsessed with her, but I can just really tell when people are really actively tracking their clients. So Laura's program promise is make 100K booking only 10 weddings a year. So obviously she's got a great sales page. She has this, like, I booked 5 out of 6 inquiries this month. That's great. So that's more, it's kind of case study, kind of kind words, because it's not directly related. But what you'll see if we scroll down, stunning sales page. Here's a great example of those kind words kind of sections. So first 5-figure month of 2023 is in the books. Like, that's awesome. That's great. But if she just had these, I just like need a little more from her. So I'm going to keep scrolling. And this is the stuff I want to see. This is the stuff. Okay. So our TWC, our wedding CEO students, have banked $1,737,750 in revenue. We are getting to see those. That's the macro trends I'm talking about. So all of our clients have banked this much. She is able to pull up this and update this. She could update this every day if she wanted to. She probably updates it like quarterly or before her launches. But because she's tracking an Airtable, she has an Airtable form that is very easy to set up. I'll show you an example of what it looks like. You just have a form that you have your client submit and say, hey, when you book a wedding, submit it to us. And I want you to submit how much money it was. I want you to like tell us like some qualitative results of like how are you feeling about it. When her clients submit that form, it gets tied to their client profile record. So what that means is, like, let's say Ashley just submitted a wedding it was a 10K wedding. Book that. Then I submit that I booked a 15K wedding. Both of those wedding submissions, those form submissions, are getting tied to my client profile, which I can actually pull this up so you can kind of see. So this is the back end of Airtable. So like it gets tied to your client profile. So then you can start to see, okay, Ashley has booked, let's pretend this results tracker here. She's booked 3 weddings. The last wedding she booked was here, and here's all of the weddings that she booked. And we can also, you can customize your client tracker as you see fit. So you can see like the total amount that she has earned. So all of those form submissions, which if you're not using Airtable and you're using something like Google Sheets or Google Forms that are just totally siloed and they're not connected to a client profile, you can't easily keep track of like How many results trackers has she submitted? How close is she to our goal of 100K with 10 weddings? Like, you get to have all of that stuff centralized in Airtable, which makes it really easy to track your program promise and celebrate. So you have those micro results of, then we can say Ashley has submitted 9 weddings and is at 90K. And then you can zoom out and you can say, okay, but everybody, the average person has submitted like 7 weddings and they're at 75K. Like, you can really start to splice up the data and do really cool things with it and put it on your sales page. So, like I said, Alora can zoom out and say, our clients have made $1.7 million in revenue from like while being in this program, which is really cool. And then she has these amazing case studies. Finally quit my 9 to 5 and had multiple 10K months and booked 2 luxury weddings. Bree matched her 9 to 5 salary. In 6 months of her program, she made 49K with 30K booked. Like, really clear, like, her program is about making money as a photographer. And like, you just really get to see that her, like, she's so results focused and so results driven. And what's something that's really cool about our Airtable tracking system is she's not just waiting for Michaela to pop up in the Slack channel and say, hey, I just did a 10K month. She's actively asking them to track and submit their wins. And there's so many things you can do with client trackers. I teach so many different ways to incentivize your clients to actually fill these things out, because yes, they want to they might want to be a star student, but that's not everybody's like driving reason to submit your tracker. Oftentimes what happens and what you can do with Airtable is Airtable lets you email the client and say, hey, Michaela, you've just submitted your 8th wedding and you've made a total of $47,000 inside the program. Airtable, because it's tracking all of those things, it will automatically alert the clients and tell, like, you can do really cool things with the client results emails. So that's something that's really cool. So I love the way that she's used her client results on her profile, on her sales page. Another great photographer is Maddie. So different people, different offers, both photographers, both have group programs. I love that Maddie's is confidently charged 4 figures for brand photography, nights and weekends not required. So if we scroll down, we see these, yes, let's see, rebrand changed my life. Look at all of these, like all these completely blossomed. Again, nice, super nice words. Great sales page. Look at her wins. Like, these are nice, kind word wins. Freaking out. Just booked my first ever discovery call. Like, I love the way that she has really used this. But then she's got here. Also, this is so fun. Actually, her sales page is different than the last time I saw it, but you can just, I like love the way she uses her results. So see it by the numbers. $217,740.11. Total brand photography booked by photographers inside Rebrand this year. $1,196.37. The average brand session booked during Rebrand. 72 days, the average time it takes to book a 4-figure brand session. 100% increase in confidence during Rebrand. I know how she does this, and it's easy as hell, you guys. It's because she's tracking all of her data. Like, imagine having this type of stuff on your sales page, because I can tell when clients have like this type of results. I've seen both of their tracking forms, but I can tell you what they look like. So every time you book a brand photography session, send it to us. Tell us how much was that brand session? How confident are you? And then her Airtable can see it took her 72 days from the day that she joined to the day she booked that 4-figure session. We can see the average time it takes to achieve the program promise. Again, all on the back end of Airtable, super easy to see. And then you can use that data in your marketing. Cool, 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 cool. So that's where we're going with this. So that's like where I really believe the industry is going. I'm like, these are master classes in sales pages. Like, these sales pages rule. I'm like, of course they've got the other stuff, like the stuff about the program and all of those things, but I'm just like, the client results on this like really, really speak for themselves. Another one that I'll show you is one of my clients, Gina Knox. So Gina has a small business money school and another program called 7-Figure Wealth. And she's got client results as well. So a money program that you're like, okay, is this going to work for me? Look at all these. So Kathy saved 3 months of business expenses and paid off business debt. We have a case study. We have like her results. all of these results are tracked inside of Airtable, and it just makes it so seamless to really showcase your results. So when you use Airtable, only the clients that are using Airtable, the business owners and the coaches that use Airtable, you can tell a difference with the results that they're showing and showcasing because they just speak for themselves. They're not having to do these like quarterly reach outs and say like, "Hey, how have you been doing in the program? How are things going?" They're actively pursuing and tracking their client results at all times. Another amazing thing that I've seen is I have another client who has an email marketing program, and she helps her clients like make sales with emails. And every time you make a sale through email, she has them submit a form. And she was almost there. She was looking at her Airtable base, and she could see that she was almost at a $1 million in collected email sales. What she did was in her Slack channel, she made it everybody's business, right? She was like, I am so close to this. Like, we are so close as a community to $1 million in collective wins. So imagine like that's something that totally Alora could do, or something that you could do, to say, hey, we are so close to $2 million in wins in this program, or we are so close to helping you book 100 collective clients, whatever is like something that the whole community can get around and celebrate. You can use your tracking system. You can use that as momentum to get people to fill out your tracking form. So you could say, fill out the form. I remember I was in that email marketing program at the time, and I was like, shoot, I have like $30,000 of email wins that I haven't submitted to the program yet. And I submitted it, and it was felt good to be a part of the results tracking and like celebrating the community, but it also helped the coach also like beef up her numbers and see what's going on there. So there's just so much you can do when you're tracking your client results that helps you be a better coach, helps you get your clients better results, because I know for sure if you are thinking about your results and you're building your systems and you're building your curriculum with like results tracking in mind, your curriculum changes, the way you show up changes, the features you add to your program changes. It all evolves and becomes really, really strong and powerful. And all of that is managed on the back end of Airtable. So in our client hub, this is my client hub template that's available for sale. We have all of these different moving pieces of your group program or your coaching offer. So if you have one-on-one coaches, if you are a group, have groups, masterminds, whatever, you absolutely need this Airtable client hub. But what we do is we have you set up a results tracker. You have forms built right into Airtable. And then depending on the results that you ask, so you simply are building out a form, making these adjustments. Whether you have milestones, whether you have rolling results, you're able to like customize this form, and all of their form submissions, like I mentioned, link back to a client's primary client record. So you can see everything. You can see their start date, you can see their end date, you can see all the client results that they've ever submitted, and then you can like pull really interesting things. So if it's been a month since they haven't submitted a client results tracker, you can set automated engagements for them to fill it out. So there's just so many ways you can really encourage your clients to submit your results, so you have those incredible results like we have on those sales pages that I use as an example. I wanted to show you something. I was literally building this before the call, and I was like, you know what? I might as well build it on the YouTube live because that's kind of fun. We have in my client hub template, we have how we do our results tracking is I have a form that people fill out for each section of the templates that they fill out. So when you fill out your automated onboarding form, I want you to I have you submit a completion form, and I ask you, how long did it take you to set this up? Because I want to know how long it takes my clients to set up each of these pieces. So I can say, I don't have this data yet. Like my sales page isn't as like fleshed out as the ones that I showed you, but I will be able to in the future say it takes people an average of 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to set up this section and like really work through those different things. So we ask them, let me see, I think I could probably, we ask them, let me go to my forms. This is what our completion form looks like. So like finish setting up your optimized onboarding form, let us know. So we say, fill out this form. And when you fill out the form, you get to unlock bonus training. So this is how we incentivize our people to fill out our form. So we say like, fill out the form, and then you get access to just like additional trainings. That's a really great way to incentivize folks to fill out the form. But we have like, did you set it up in one sitting? Did you set it up over multiple days? What date did you complete this section? How many hours did it take for you to set up? And some befores, some afters. And then we also ask them like, what would you tell somebody who's thinking about setting this up? Could we reach out to you as a case study? So we really just make this form, feel free to, steal this. We make it as simple as possible for us to view what we need to see and then also reach out to those people if we're like, yes, we need more case studies. We have a list of all of the people that have ever gone through and submitted their form. We have those people that we can easily reach out to. So we have that. And then if I go back to my interfaces, I want to see what I want to play with now is I actually want to create an interface that says, I want to know, I'm going to add a cute little filter that says, let's see. I'm adding a filter here. There we go. Fantastic. I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen just for a second because I don't want any accidental client data to come through. But if you're watching live, let me know in the chat if this is helpful because I thought it'd be fun to share this. Let's see. We're going to stop the screen share. Building out data word. Love. Okay, great. Got that. So I'm saying client wins tracker. So let's say I get to select the template. So I want to know how people are doing in our optimized onboarding form. So this is number of submissions. So 8 people have submitted their tracker for the optimized onboarding form, which is cool because I need y'all to know that this client hub rolled out last week and there's only 10, this is almost 100% completion, which is very cool to see people are rolling through it. So what I can see is because we track everything inside of Airtable, any question I have about my clients and my results can be answered just with by playing around with the data. So I want to know the average amount of time it took my clients to set this up. So what I'm doing is I'm counting the how many hours did it take you? I'm doing the average. But I also, I want to see the max hours. So we're going to say max hours. Took one person, or I don't know how many people it took. It took the max it took is 3, and the min it took is 1. Cool. So it's between 1 to 3 hours is how long it takes people to track, but yeah, it takes the average of 2. This is so helpful because one of my objections I get is how long is this thing going to take me? I could tell you yeah, I think it'll take you about X amount of time, but I have the data now to back it up. So for example, in Maddie's program, she can say it takes you 90 days, but because she's tracking the data, she actually gets to say it actually takes the average person 72 days, but she could see the shortest time is 14, the longest time is 120. So that's the type of stuff we can do with this. So I think that let's see, I'm playing one-click client profiles. We've had 2 people fill it out. It took them both an hour. Hello, that is so cool to see. Look at how sexy this is. This rules. And then something else that I know I'll be able to do over time is let me add a pie chart. And what I can see is I'm actually going to just categorize select the template. I'm going to show all of them. So here's all of the different templates that are inside of the client hub. And I can see, okay, most people have got through optimized onboarding form. This might be better visualized as a bar chart. And so I can see okay, only one person has gotten through automated offboarding and re-signing. So I can start to think now, how do I get more people to finish that? Maybe I do a challenge. Maybe I do an offboarding challenge so I can get more people to finish that part of their hub. Where are they getting stuck? So I hope you can see, because I'm using the data that is automatically in Airtable, it's already here. I get to use this to make my program and my coaching offers better. So I can see, all right, support ticket challenge. There's only one of you that did it. Let's get this up. How many people are in the program, where are they dropping off? All of those things. That is the type of stuff you can do inside of my client hub. So if this is interesting to you, I feel like if you are a coach that cares about your clients, you need my client hub and you've got to be tracking your client results. So we walk you through how to track your client results, but there's so much more your client hub template can do. Automated offboarding and re-signs that make you money, automated application workflows, automated one-on-one call notes, making a searchable and scalable group call goldmine, automated support tickets and feedback reviews. There is so much stuff that Airtable can do to make your coaching offer the best it could possibly be. So nobody slips through the cracks, so you can grow. So whether you have, uh, one client or 1,000 clients, Airtable helps you and helps make sure that your clients feel seen and taken care of. I promise you, our client hub is the new standard in the industry. When people go through programs that have my systems, your clients feel the difference. They feel the difference when they use the Airtable Client Hub. They feel seen, taken care of, and are honestly blown away by the advanced coaching support features and tracking systems you have inside your offer. When you have a revenue results tracker like that, or if you have an automation that says, hey, if you submitted the basics, now tell us how you did, and you got automatically unlock all the bonuses, like those features are cool, and they're advanced right now, but they are quickly becoming the industry standard. And like we aren't messing around with your dusty kajabis anymore. Like it's just like you need to add results tracking, and you need to be just like really strategic with how you are getting your clients results, and just always constantly be pursuing how to get your clients better results. And Airtable is just an incredible way to track your results, to measure them all. So if this is interesting to you, go ahead and grab the client hub today. There's a link in the description. We have the template standalone. We have a 3-month support pass that will help you set up your hub faster and customize with confidence, because you'll have me and my team in your back pocket, so you can ask us any questions that you have about the program. So yeah, sales pages below. If you've ever used Airtable in the past and you got overwhelmed, there is no other template, no other plug and play template like mine. It's going to be so simple for you to kind of set up these systems. And if you already use Airtable to manage your clients, there are gems inside of this client hub that will change your business for the better. And you're just going to pick up so many like really cool ways to use Airtable. Even if you're already using Airtable, you're only scratching the surface of its potential. And this is really the most robust way that you could ever manage your clients inside of Airtable. So hope this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here live. If you are watching the replay, go ahead and put in the comments how this was helpful. And I can't wait to see you in future lives.